Hey guys, it is Solo Mission back again with another video, and this one isn't really going to be like rebuild, back from hack, etc, etc. It's just going to be a quick little update video regarding the whole account security situation, and yeah, just a feedback on the last video and what ended up happening on Reddit. And Jagex actually answered on the Q&A some stuff about account security, so I think that might be quite interesting to get into and just explain what briefly I'm going to be doing in the future. So as I'm sure you're probably aware, I got hacked, and as a result of that, I just asked you guys to help upvote a thread on Reddit and try and get some discussion around increased account security on the Reddit website. And you guys came in really strong. It was really good to see different ideas being thrown about things they could do to improve it. I'll just pull up the Reddit here, and if I go through my account section, then I'll be able to find, sorry, I'm pretty bad at Reddit. So yeah, we are. Here we go. Here's the thread. It ended up getting 1,370 upvotes, which is pretty insane, to be honest. Definitely a lot more than I expected it to get. A lot of support from you guys, which I do really appreciate it. We were top of Reddit for the day it was submitted and all through the night and stuff, so that was pretty cool. There was also two other sort of like memes which went round, which is to do with account security as well, kind of inspired by my posts, but that also really does help raise awareness for the issues going on with the game. Now, I did actually also comment on the Q&A post, so when Archie asked for questions for the weekly Q&A, put one in, and it ended up being the top rated comment on the Q&A. If we just have a look here, yeah, here we go, 130 points. That was the top one on the Q&A thread, and that means that they had to answer it. So thanks again for upvoting that. And they ended up responding to me on stream, and they had a bit of a chat about account security, and I'm going to show you the footage from Twitch now.
There's quite a bit of commotion on Reddit, actually for quite a while now, not even just today, saying give us an opt-in 3-day
Here we
delay
go.
on the authenticator to
Yes,
be
we made
removed,
it.
or opt-in prompt to enter bank pin before dropping/trading items. RS3 has this feature, why not old school?
Come on,
The
no bullshit,
authenticator
please.
delay, this is something that the player support team have been looking into. It's something that involves web teamwork as well. It's on the list of something they want to look at, as they've seen from the community that the people want that feature. But it's a big job. It's just not being worked on quite yet.
I have the response, actually.
Okay, so it's being looked into, which is good. It's not being looked into. It's a big job, he said, and yeah, so basically they're looking into it, but they haven't actually done anything yet. So yeah, at least they're considering that as an option. Pretty good. That was the 3-day authentication delay idea.
Actually,
OD.
from Mud Infinity. He covered this yesterday. It's a longer response. I'll try to summarize. Essentially says that it isn't as easy as simply adding a delay with a few lines of code. There are a few other things we need to take into account too, but we are listening. Obviously not something that they're just forgetting about. When we have an update, hopefully this summer, we'll share with you, being a text-based post, that is, not an actual feature update. At present, players can secure their accounts if they have a strong enough password. Don't share their accounts/details. Use the authenticator, and also make sure their registered email has two-factor authentication. So with all those means enabled, you're pretty much unhackable.
The chat is so savage on this.
You know, don't be foolish with your personal details, basically. But realistically speaking, it is something we're keeping in mind, and we don't have an ETA, unfortunately.
Okay, so they're actually looking into it. I mean, you'd have thought that it would be more of a priority, but I guess if it's going on behind the scenes, like, they're never going to be completely transparent. Like, obviously, it ties into the web team and everything, so I understand that. What Archie said was correct, and quoting Infinity, that yeah, you can have a secure account if you don't leak your personal details and you follow all the advice they give you. But if your personal details are already out there, then what are you to do? Like, that's the thing. That's why there needs to be some change, because you can't reclaim your information from the internet. So if you make one mistake at one point down the line unknowingly, you're going to be continually punished for that in this current system, because you can keep getting recovered.
That being said, the second thing, yeah. Ash actually had something interesting to say there.
Well, it's perhaps not news to some of them, but in terms of making you enter your PIN before you're allowed to drop items, RS3...
Okay, so essentially Ash goes into the actual mechanics of the PIN before drop, PIN before dual arena, etc, etc here, saying that it's basically unfeasible. But yeah, I agree, but having the PIN on login, I don't think they seem to get the point that the PIN is really good protection, because it does have the delay on being removed, and that's the one thing that needs to happen in the process. There needs to be one thing whether it be the authenticator getting delayed, whether it be the pin getting delayed, that slows down the recovery process so it's not an instantaneous thing. As for the argument of, oh, your pin can get leaked as well, well, how come a lot of people that don't get the bank pin cracked, it always holds up? Like, I don't think I really ever have to enter a pin for another website. It's always a password or something like that.
Between your password and the authenticator, you shouldn't really need yet another thing, because the bank
He doesn't
pin,
get it. He doesn't get it.
it's reasonably vulnerable to some of the same things that could pick up your password. So entering your password at that point and entering your PIN at that point, some piece of spyware could probably get both at the same time.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Ash doesn't. None of them seem to understand that it's the recovery which is the main issue that I was trying to get at. But it's got it on the table. It's got them talking about it, so it's whatever. We'll see what happens in summer with their text-based update or whatever. But yeah, at least they actually addressed it on the Q&A and stuff. So anyway, as for going forward, moving into the future, I'm going to be taking quite a bit of a break from RuneScape at the moment. And that probably would have happened anyway, because I have a lot of exams coming up. I'm in my third year of a physics degree, so got a load of exams and a load of work to do for that. And I really just don't have the motivation to grind back all my things right now. I'll put a picture on screen of the specific unique items I lost, so I don't have placeholders of any of these things. And I did a rough calculation, and it's probably about 200 hours worth of work to just get back to the same point I was. So that's pretty demotivating. And yeah, I really can't be bothered doing all that right now. Just fully throw myself into my studies and finish off this year on a high note. I'll probably come back afterwards, so that'll be in about a month's time, or possibly just come back for Deadman and just see how I'm feeling, if I actually want to get back to grinding out the same stuff again to get my things back, or if I want to take a different direction. Things for the future also to consider is I might look into streaming. I know a lot of you have asked if I've streamed before, but I've never actually streamed. But that's probably because I just play on this laptop and I don't think it could handle it. I mean, the frame rate goes down when I'm recording with my Camtasia, so if I turn the stream on, it's going to be even worse. So I possibly might look at buying a computer just for general things, not just streaming, but for other things as well. I may be giving that a shot in summer, because I've got a job for some of it, but not the entire summer, so it'll give me something to do, and you never know, it could go really well. So anyway, there is the update. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in about a month's time, if not longer, with some actual progress on the Iron Man. In other news, I am nearly 89 agility, so yeah, that's all I've done since I got hacked. And yeah, that wasn't very many hours, like 6 hours or so. And thanks once again for your support. Certain individuals in particularly, you know who you are. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.